Community Comment.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon. Welcome to Community Comment. On Community Comment today, in this first segment, we welcome in our friend from the Marsh Haven Nature Center, Renee Wallin. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we are also wanting to welcome our listeners, not only joining us on AM 1430 WBEV, but also joining us live on dailydodge.com. Where you can watch the video of today's program. In fact, we've got a couple guests that we're going to bring out in just a few minutes that may be worth checking out on video, because we don't have furry and reptile-y friends very often here on the program.
Well, good. I brought a snake and an owl for your pleasure today.
Very exciting, and we're running a news story today that also mentions you. I don't know if you knew that, but it's the Week of the Young Child, and it's my understanding that you're going to be going to the community. What is it?
Community care.
Community
yes.
care, preschool, and child care later this week.
Yeah, tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow, bringing
yes.
some of your maybe not these exact animals.
No, we're doing furry, fuzzy, and fun. So,
so no snakes.
No.
Well, that's exciting to hear. So, Renee, again, thank you very much for joining me. You're here to talk about. We like to have you on in April every year to talk about not just the opening of Marsh Haven Nature Center, but also the Earth Day celebration that you guys have every year.
That's right. So, happy Earth Day early to you. Earth Day is always April 22nd, and that is a Sunday this year. And so we are celebrating Earth Day actually on Earth Day. It worked out for us this year. So Sunday, April 22nd, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., we're having our annual celebration. People can drop in and do some make and take crafts, some recycled crafts, make some milkweed seed bombs to take home and bomb their area with some important milkweed plants, which help our butterflies out. Hopefully we'll do some hiking if we can get rid of a little bit of snow by then. And meet some of the other critters at Marsh Haven. At 11 o'clock, we have a program on everything you need to know about climate change that they aren't telling you. And that'll be in our Respect Our Earth Theater. And then at 1 o'clock, we have a Wild Birds of Prey program, also in the Respect Our Earth Theater. So you get a little sneak peek of one of the birds you might see on Sunday, and then come on over for a few more of the birds.
The Wild Birds of Prey program.
Yes.
Is now when I hear birds of prey, I'm reminded of raptors and all sorts of falcons and everything like that. These are the very animals that you have there at Marsh Haven Nature Center.
That's right. We have 4 education birds. These birds are non-releasable because of permanent injuries. And so we have permission through, thanks to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, we have a permit to use these as education birds to show people just how magnificent these birds are, and also to teach them the importance of raptors in our area here.
Are these your animal ambassadors?
There's some of them. We have quite a few. We have snakes and turtles and tortoises and bunnies and guinea pigs and birds and all kinds of things. So
what is an animal ambassador? Do they have specific functions? Do they have to host dinner parties?
No, that's a good idea. They should. We should maybe try that. But basically, an animal ambassador are animals that either travel to people or are there at the nature center, and they have just the right personalities where they handle the traveling, they handle meeting lots of people, and they just have neat backstories about why they came to us. And again, they're there to teach people about respecting those animals and also protecting their habitats and conserving resources for them.
Do you have any animal ambassadors with you today?
I have 2 of our animal ambassadors.
Oh, is that right?
Representing, yes, our reptile species and representing our raptor species. So,
reptiles and raptors.
That's right. That's right.
Can we meet one of our ambassadors today?
Bet. We'll get the smaller one out first, if that's okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Let me grab Harley.
Harley would be the reptilian animal ambassador, I'm guessing. We're, again, speaking with Renee Tillema, Renee Wallin, from the Marsh Haven Nature Center in beautiful Waupun, outside of Waupun.
That's right. We're 3 miles east of Waupun on Highway 49. And so we are on the north end of the Horican Marsh. And Horican Marsh is, of course, a wonderful area, treasure right here in our own backyard. And lots of things to do out at the marsh. So.
Well, look at this guy. Guy? girl?
It is a male. And let me get him moved over here. So this is Harley. Harley is a western hognose snake. Can we see Harley? Is that
perfectly?
Is that working well?
Yes, very good.
So here in Wisconsin, we have mainly eastern hognose. Harley was actually found outside of Westfield, Wisconsin. He was at another nature center, and the naturalists there moved out of the country, and no one else really wanted to care for snakes. So we took him in. We're not sure how he got there because, again, he would be found more Minnesota and to the west there. But he represents the hognose species. And so if you can see his upturned nose that he has.
Kind of snooty.
It does. And that's where they get the name hognose. And you get the connection why he's called Harley, the hog nose.
Hog nose, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that one out, but you're pretty sharp.
Yeah, you know.
So hog noses are really neat snakes. They are mildly venomous.
Oh,
okay?
Well, then you could just hold them.
Yeah, that's probably good. Usually people are like, oh, can I touch him? Can I hold him? And then I say, well, just a disclosure, he is mildly venomous. And then, whoa, you see that?
What does mildly venomous mean anyway?
It means he's not going to kill you if he bites you.
Just make you wish you were dead?
Well, he's never bit me, so.
Okay.
But in my reading, I found that, if they do bite, they have a mild venom in their saliva, and they can cause some blistering and cause some discomfort to your skin, and some people actually do get sick, like, flu-like symptoms for a week or so. So, sometimes he might be more appreciated at a distance.
Okay.
Hognoses rarely bite, so that's a good thing. They're very passive snakes, and they're good actors. So what they'll do if they don't want you to pick them up is first they'll hiss, and they will fan out like a cobra does, and to try to scare you away, which usually works because he'll hiss at me sometimes, and I jump every time. He gets me every time. And if that doesn't work, then he will roll on his back and play dead. And he will bleed from the gums. They'll work their gums until they start bleeding. They have a very thin membrane. And then they will stick their tongue out too, make it look like they're really dead. And if that doesn't work, then they release a foul stench that says, I'm dead and rotting and you really want to leave me alone. So.
And then they'll bite. Oh, okay. So they go through all those stages.
Go through all that, and usually that works. People say, okay. People or other predators would say, ugh, I'm not eating him.
So basically, if you notice a strange smell while you're holding Harley, you might just want to drop the snake.
Well, we tell
Place
most
the snake
people.
lowly.
We tell most people just admire snakes with your eyes, and generally they're more scared of you than you are of them.
So now Harley is one of your animal ambassadors. Folks that head out to Marsh Haven Nature Center on Earth Day Sunday, this Sunday, April 22nd, would they have an opportunity to encounter Harley in some sort of way?
They will, and we also have another snake there, a corn snake named Cooper.
Okay.
And he's quite a bit bigger than Harley is.
All right.
And also, Harley is going to be making an appearance here in Beaver Dam on Saturday. We've been invited to bring some reptiles for the Downtown Beaver Dam Earth Day.
That's right.
Program. So
big day, cleanups and tree plantings and presentations and programs, and Harley will be there.
Yes, Harley will be there. Harley will be in the house.
Okay.
So snakes are wonderful. I know a lot of people are scared of snakes. They're uncomfortable with them. But they do a great service to us in the environment. They are generally reptile eaters, they're generally rodent eaters.
Okay.
They don't eat themselves. And these guys do eat amphibians, and so they'll eat like frogs and toads out in the wild. But most snakes are rodent eaters, and so they do a good service by taking mice and rats and all that out of the area. So if you don't want rats in your basement, and thank a snake. So.
Again, you're joining us here on AM 1430 WBEV. Also, DailyDodge.com has a live video of today's program. All you have to do is go to DailyDodge.com and click on the video tab. It should pop right up there for you, and you can see Harley in person, or it sounds like you could come down on Saturday to downtown Beaver Dam to take part in some of the cleanups and tree plantings, or on Sunday, Earth Day, at Marsh Haven Nature Center, right off Highway 49.
That's right. We are just east of Waupun, 3 miles, and we're on the north side of the road, across from the auto tour on the refuge.
Well, fantastic. You guys open now for the season?
We are. We actually, this weekend was our opening weekend.
Okay.
So, snow and all.
Of
Didn't
course.
have a lot of visitors yesterday.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
shocked.
I know.
You opened the doors anyway, though.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
You were out
so-
there and you were
Yes.
right, because you have to take care of the animals every
That's
day.
right.
What kind of animals do you have out there?
So we have our raptors, and they make special appearances during our programs. We also have the 2 snakes. We have 2 tortoises, 2 snapping turtles, 2 painted turtles. We have some bunnies, some guinea pigs for the friendly animals like at the daycare. And we also have retired magic doves, and I might be forgetting somebody.
Yeah.
But
Yes, you are. You are a retirement home for magical doves.
we are, yes.
When-
We have magic doves from the Rick Wilcox Magic Theater, so.
When they fly out of the Top Hat for the last time, they fly to Marsh Haven Nature Center, and that's where they get set up with their recliners and their
Canes
TV,
and
their
walkers
canes, and their
mhm.
magnifying glass, and
Yep,
they
yep.
live out their final days. Are they magical, and do they bring any magic with them?
Well, I always tell the kids, I said, they're retired magic doves. They know one trick yet. And then I have everybody stand there. It's like, okay, you see them, right? And they're like, yeah. Say, close your eyes. Okay. Now open your eyes. They're back again. Kids are like, that's not magic.
They're not
So
buying that, are
They're
they?
not. They're not. They're smarter than I always realize. So
Harley is a beautiful reptile and quite an ambassador for the Marsh Haven Nature Center. You've got a website, I imagine, as well, if folks wanted to learn a little bit more about what you do.
we do, and we have some great pictures of the critters on there. So it's marshhaven.org.
Well, I want to ask you a little bit about Barb Harvey, but I feel that it would be most appropriate if we talked about Barb Harvey to have an actual, perhaps raptor with us in the studio, and you've brought one.
I did. I brought one of Barbara's owls.
This is one of Barbara's owls.
This is Peekaboo. I will
Okay.
get him out, and then we can chat.
All right,
Okay.
I'll leave you to it.
All
And
right.
in the meantime, I'll remind folks that they can go to dailydodge.com under the video tab. Right now, you'll be able to see Peekaboo. You'll take a peek at Peekaboo if you go to the dailydodge.com website. Or you could go to the Marsh Haven Nature Center this Sunday, Earth Day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're going to be making recycled crafts. They're going to have milkweed seed bombs. You need those for the butterflies out there. The milkweed helps with the monarch butterflies. The other is it just the monarchs?
Milkweed is the only food for monarchs.
Well, milkweed is the only food for monarchs. So if you get more milkweed in your backyards and in the areas around your house, you'll attract more monarch butterflies and help with the survival of that species. There's also a hike, an opportunity to meet the critters, all Sunday, April 22nd, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Marsh Haven Nature Center. Peekaboo is slow. Oh, here she is.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Yes, you are.
Well, hi, Peekaboo. Thanks for joining us on Community Comment today, Peekaboo. Now, how old is Peekaboo?
We're not sure.
Okay.
Peekaboo was hit by a car, and he was an adult at that time, so we're not exactly sure how old he is. And so when he was hit by that car, he suffered broken wing. You see him in?
Yeah.
Okay. And he also suffered some visual impairments. So
Oh.
he cannot fly anymore.
Oh.
Barbara had him for quite a few years. And because he came in as an adult, we don't know how old he is. And so he has just a great personality to be an education bird. And
Very calm.
he is.
He was
Yes.
staring me down for a minute.
Yeah, well, he is an owl, and he does that. That's what he does. And these are really particular law have. How often do you get to see an owl like this?
You know, Harvey, that
So, and there's a difference from seeing a picture of an owl to seeing the actual owl right here in front of you. They're just amazing birds.
the word magnificent comes to mind.
Yes.
And calm and so docile. Are all owls this docile, or is this Peekaboo's personality?
That's pretty much his personality. That's what makes him such a good education bird. And again, he's not always this way. You know, we've done a lot of work with him. Barb did a lot of work, and that he's used to traveling and doing these programs. But he still has good days and bad days too. So
I want to talk about a special recognition for Barb Harvey. But before we do that, could you take a moment and explain to our listeners who may not be familiar with who Barb Harvey was? Can you kind of
Sure.
tell them a little bit about her?
Barbara Harvey was a raptor rehabilitator and educator. She devoted over 30 years of her life to this to taking care of birds like this that were injured, and she ran a health food store with her husband John Jensen over in Horicon. So she believed a lot in natural healing and that the birds also could heal this way. And day or night, she would go out if there were an injured hawk, owl, falcon, eagles. She even took a few eagles in, and she would try to nurse them back to health. And if they could not be, she would try to find a permanent place for them, and that they could be used for education. So unfortunately, she passed away in August of 2016, and there's just not another person like her. She was just, amazing, just one of a kind. Her family came to us in January of last year and asked if we could take on the remaining birds that she still had under her permit. And of course, I said I'd be honored. It's just a thrill to be sitting here today with this bird that Barbara cared for. And so we're trying to carry on her vision and her mission to educate the public about how important these birds are and how we need to make some changes to make sure they'll be around a long time.
Are the raptors all at Marsh Haven? Do you have some in that you take care of personally?
The 4 birds are at Marsh Haven, and I am the main caretaker for them because the birds really need to have one person that they bond with and can rely on, especially birds like that have visual problems because they need to hear the same voice. And
how was that transition then from Barb to another caretaker?
Well, it took probably about 6 months before we did any programs with them. And I would just go and I would sit in their enclosures and I would talk to them. I'd just bring a chair in and read a book and have them get used to me, and I would get used to their movements. And so it was a slow transition, but it seems to have worked well. Pete and I have a real tight bond, so yeah, he's pretty special.
Tell me about the special recognition that Barb was recently given.
So I had nominated her for award through the Wisconsin Association for Environmental Education. When Barbara was alive, she never wanted any recognition. She would always, no, it's not about me, it's about the birds. And so it's just a shame that more people don't recognize what she did. So.
Oh, hey there. Buddy. She does. She raised her hand and said, I do. I recognize what Barb did. I would have given her an award.
That's right. So when the award came up for open for nominations, I thought, well, we've got to do something. We've got to keep Barb's memory alive. And so I had sent in some information about her, and she was selected to win the David Eggleston Award for 2018. And so we'll be down there in Madison on April 28th to accept the award. I'm going to take John down with me and some of our board members and other friends of Barbara's and accept it on her behalf. So,
what does that award mean?
It was named after a gentleman that spent, similar to Barbara, 30-some years of his life devoted to environmental education, as an author, as a speaker, as an educator, as a teacher. And so it's just going to be recognizing the many, many years that Barbara gave to environmental education, specifically to raptors, and just her many, many years.
Absolutely fitting. Absolutely fitting for Barb. Now, Renee, I understand you've also been recognized for some of your work.
Yes, I was quite surprised. So it's been a interesting year so far. That I received a phone call that I was I had been nominated and chosen for Conservation Educator of the Year.
Oh, congratulations!
Well, thank you. Through the Wisconsin Wildlife Federation, and so I was like, "Are you sure you have the right person?" Like, was I the only nominee? And they're like, "Oh, no." So I'm very honored, especially for the fact that Barbara Harvey was also awarded that award in 1994.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of sweet.
Well, and there's no doubt based on the amount of work you do. Again, you're going to be with the community care preschool kids tomorrow in Beaver Dam with some of your fuzzy, fluffy bunnies and such.
Yes.
Beaver Dam on Saturday is part of their Earth Day cleanup and tree plantings, and then Sunday, Marsh Haven Nature Center has their Earth Day celebration on Earth Day. Again, you can make some recycled crafts. There's going to be milkweed seed bombs, program everything you need to know about climate change that they aren't telling you, and the Wild Birds of Prey program. Now, that is on the 22nd. Then coming up a little bit later in the week, what would that be, Thursday? April 26th?
26th.
Well, what have you got going on Thursday?
So we are starting something called Community Connection Evenings, and they're free events. We're doing one a month, and it's just a way to try to encourage people to come on out. We're rotating between Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and so our first topic is birds, butterflies in your backyard. So we'll be talking about how to get ready to welcome some winged visitors, whether it's birds or butterflies, and make some milkweed seed bombs also that night. And then there's a couple nights where we're going to be showing some films. We have, in August, we're doing super owls. So we'll have
nice.
Pete and our other great horned owl turkey there to talk about how amazing the owls are. And we have a wolf program coming up in October. And so there's a whole list of these community connection evenings coming up. And again, once a month, and just trying to get people to come on out and learn a little bit about nature and spend some time together.
And I would get to see these animal ambassadors, as you said before, at Marsh Haven Nature Center. If I go, I wouldn't necessarily get to hold them like you are.
Correct.
Specifically, not the poisonous snake, but you get a chance, you bring the kids out, you get a chance to see these animals up close.
Yes, we try to make things as hands-on as we possibly can. It may not be holding the bunny, but you can certainly pet the bunny and touch the snake to find out they're not slimy and things like that. But again, we're trying to bring nature to people that maybe don't get out there to, find it themselves. And then hopefully that will inspire them a little bit, that they'll be like, wow, I want to get out and I want to see if I can find something like this in nature and have that wild experience. So.
And again, you opened up over the weekend. I'm sure you wait for the first snowfall of summer every year to open. Do you? What are your hours now?
So we are open weekdays noon to 4, and then weekends are 9 to 5.
Okay, all right. 7 days a week?
Yes.
Wow, they keep you busy over there, don't they?
You bet.
And now, how do we find you again?
So again, we are east of Waupun on Highway 49. We're on the north end of the Horican Marsh. So we are on the north side of 49, and again, just across from the auto tour that many people are familiar with, which is on the refuge. And we have 46 acres out there. We have hiking trails. We have museum displays on the history and wildlife of the Horican Marsh area. And, our critters and just lots of neat things to learn about this area and nature in general.
And we can find out more on the website, I imagine.
Yes.
That is?
marshhaven.org.
marshhaven.org. Our guests in the next segment, Renee, are in to talk about Volunteer Week and National Volunteer Week and everything that's going on. Volunteers are something that are, I imagine, the lifeblood of Marsh Haven Nature Center.
It is. We are a nonprofit nature center, so that means we receive no state or federal funding. So we are solely supported by donations, by grants and foundations, and our volunteers. Everything that is out at Marsh Haven has been because of volunteers over the last 30 plus years. And so we always need more volunteers to help continue things, grow our programs, and just keep things going. So this weekend we had a volunteer work weekend, even on the snowy, awful day that Saturday was, we had some wonderful people show up and helped us out. So whether you like working with animals or people or outside or inside, we have always projects and jobs to do. So stop on out and we will match your skills with our needs.
Are you on Volunteer Dodge?
We are not. We're actually in Fond du Lac County, so I don't know if that matters.
Oh, you know what? I know some people. I might be able to put a good word in for you, Renee.
That'd be
great. We'll see what we can do.
Because we're just, we're like, I can stand in Dodge County, I can stand in Fond du Lac County.
Some of you is in Dodge County, isn't it?
Well, if you stand on the center line of the Highway 49.
Then you're in Dodge County.
Yep.
So you're right across
we
from...
We're just on the border there.
Well, I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay, thanks.
Is your arm getting tired?
Oh, no. He's only about 1.5 pounds.
He's a pound? So that's just all feathers we're looking at.
It is. Barbara always said that a barred owl is about 1/4 skeleton and 3/4 feathers.
That is a barred owl. What is unique about a barred owl that separates it from other owls?
They're one of the few owls that have dark eyes versus the yellow eyes. And they like forested areas. So they would be more in your conifer forests. Mm-hmm. And they are the ones that say, "Who cooks for you?" So his call is, "Ooh, ooh. Who cooks for you?"
Who cooks for you? And now when he's cooking, what's he eating?
He will be eating rodents.
Okay.
So he is a good rodent eater. Mm-hmm. He'll also go after smaller things that he can catch. So snakes and frogs and little birds.
Last time we talked to you, you said that you've gotten really used to cutting up mice with scissors.
Yes.
Yeah. How's that been going?
Well, every day Pete is a little spoiled. I hate to say it. So he gets hand-fed one mouse, and then he's expected to eat one mouse by himself.
Uh-oh.
And that doesn't always go good.
So you're just chopping the one mouse up each day?
Yes.
How's that?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you're good. You're good with that.
I'm pretty good at it.
Would volunteers maybe be able to take that over from you?
Well, if they want it, it's usually not a job people volunteer for.
Well, again, our guests from VolunteerDodge.com are going to be on in just a bit, but you can go to marshhaven.org and find out all the information that you want about not just volunteering, but their hours of operation, their events that are coming up. That includes their Marsh Haven celebration of Earth Day this coming Sunday, April 22nd, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They'll be making recycled crafts, milkweed seed bombs for all those monarch butterflies out there. Meet the critters. There's going to be a hike. Weather permitting. You can hike in the snow, though,
sure.
Can't you?
Yes, hopefully it'll be gone by then, though.
Program on climate change, the Wild Birds of Prey program featuring the Barb Harvey's Raptors.
That's right.
Wonderful opportunity for the kids. That's Sunday. Then Thursday of next week, April 26th, kick off their Community Connections evenings, Birds, Butterflies, and Your Backyard at 6 p.m. Renee, can we usually do an hour. We're only able to do a half hour. Can we entice you back before the end of the season and maybe have you bring a few more of your critters with you?
Of course, I would love to.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining me on the program today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Once again, Renee Wallin is the director of Marsh Haven Nature Center, Highway 49, right over the Dodge County line in Fond du Lac, not far from Waupun. Again, marshhaven.org. We do have to take a break. When we come back, our next segment of Community Comment right around the corner.
Farmers, this spring you expect to squeeze results from every seed, every drop of fuel, and every minute in the tractor. United Cooperative's agronomists across 16 locations will help you maximize your yield potential per acre. United Cooperative uses agronomy know-how and quality equipment for custom spraying, custom spreading, delivery, soil sampling, grid soil sampling, and precision agriculture. Rely on your United Cooperative agronomist to get an expert view. Visit UnitedCooperative.com for location information.
How does Social Security and Medicare work?
When is it best for you to receive these benefits?
How does this affect you if you want to keep working?
Hi, this is Sandy
and Emily
from Higher Insurance and Estate Planning.
We're hosting a free class to help educate and inform you about Medicare and Social Security benefits and help you decide what's best for your future.